I recently talked about what certain movies were going to be about in recent months, and ironically, they were both going to have Assyrian origins in their scripts. However, I put more thought into these movies, and part of the reason why I spent more time talking about Dracula Untold compared to The Mummy is that I strongly prefer this movie over the other. Now, this is not a controversial opinion. Many people in general like this movie over the 2017 Mummy movie. Even the director of that movie called it the biggest failure of his life. But I put some thought into why this is the case, and I believe there are at least 3 different reasons why Dracula Untold is better than The Mummy. I know that people would typically compare it to the 1999 remake, but since both of these were intended to be the first of a cinematic universe, and they neighbor each other in the timeline of the Universal monster movies, I think this comparison is valid to say the least. The first is that the story is far more focused. Dracula Untold only had a few writers on it, and these guys usually work together on various movie projects as writers, so they typically see eye to eye on what the story is going to be about. The issue with The Mummy is that there were far more writers in that movie with obviously conflicting ideas. You have a buried mummy in the Middle East, but it's an Egyptian character, and there are also Templar knights who discover a magical rock that is important to the mummy, while also having a secret organization conveniently discovering the location around that time when our main character discovers the hidden tomb of the mummy. Even if Dracula Untold was never intended to launch a shared universe, which was why the ending was a reshoot,
let the games begin.
it has far more of a focused story compared to the jumbled mess where they're just trying to dump exposition and sequel bait too hard. Second would have to be the main character is far better written. Vlad Dracula is a fleshed out character who is trying to be a husband, a father, a leader, as well as trying to deal with invaders. He is a flawed man who has a violent past and tries to do better, but when he turns to a vampire to get the power to win, he ultimately becomes a monster that he tries to bury and makes things worse by turning a bunch of people into vampires. At the end, he sacrifices himself to save his son and to set the wrong that he has done. But the character in the Tom Cruise Mummy plays it like a shade of the actor, and he purposely had at least another writer come on to up his screen time and to make the movie more comfortable for him. His character is bland with little personality and a mess up of a character that lacks any real growth. Third and finally would have to be the chemistry between the main character and the love interest. It was Sarah Gadon's idea for her and Luke Evans to spend a lot of time together so they can make it look like they're a real couple. This turned out for the best since every time they were on screen I totally believed it every time. However, I can't say the same for Tom Cruise and Annabelle Wallis, who feel like they're just two actors assigned by a computer algorithm to be in a movie. This was another decision by Tom Cruise, and they didn't have any chemistry whatsoever. The best scenes to perfectly capture why one works and the other one fails is that the scenes in which our character loses and almost loses the woman that he loves. Take this scene and compare it to another scene from a different movie that shows why this is the case. In Dracula Untold, Vlad's wife dies towards the end of the second act of the movie, and he ends up drinking her blood to be cursed to be a vampire forever. But at the end of The Mummy, Nick almost loses Jenny towards the end of the movie and scares her back to life. Not only is this overly convenient and comes off as random, but the fact that they never shared any real love for one another makes this one moment hollow to say the least. I could probably keep going on and on, but those are 3 major reasons why Dracula Untold is better than the 2017 Mummy. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.